I was living my dream, starring as Evita on tour in Asia. The lights, the music, the standing ovations, it was magical. 2 weeks before the final curtain, I found a lump in my breast. And one sentence from a doctor in China changed everything. I couldn't even say the word cancer. So I compartmentalized and I did what any young woman would do when faced with a crisis in China. I went shopping for fake Louis Vuitton handbags. I mean, there's no way I was going to miss out on a deal. But reality hit me when I got back home to Cape Town. I heard the words, stage 2, grade 3, aggressive breast cancer. And because I carry the BRCA2 gene mutation, I knew that I would need the most aggressive treatment possible, a double mastectomy, chemo, and radiation. But somehow my intuition told me this wasn't terminal for me, that this was something that I needed to go through. I had a choice. I could play the victim and ask, why me? Or I could rise up and view this as the most epic spiritual journey of growth I would ever go through. Being an optimist, I chose the latter. I needed to find meaning through this trauma, so I decided to write it all down in a blog, documenting the raw, messy, unfiltered. I mean, I even bared my scars after my double mastectomy. Because if I was going through this, maybe sharing it could just help someone else feel less alone. Vulnerability became my superpower. There I was, 2020. Cancer, chemo, and COVID. What a trifecta. I started chemo as we went into lockdown. Isolation was brutal. But the hardest part for me wasn't losing my breasts. It was losing my hair. And a friend sent me an article about women in India who traveled to temples far and wide and shaved their heads off as a sacrifice for a miracle. Suddenly I saw differently. My hair wasn't being taken from me. I was offering it as a symbol of healing, a rebirth. But I still called my survivor friend, absolutely sobbing. And she was like, Danny, just rock off rock, put on some makeup, and shave it off. You're going to feel so good. So I popped a tranquilizer, and I did it. And I can't tell you how liberated I felt. I had overcome my biggest fear, and now I knew that I could handle anything. And then I saw a meme of Evita that said, don't cry for me, quarantina. I kept my promise, please keep your distance. So I grabbed my speaker, took it outside of my balcony, and I began to sing. And I didn't know it then, but that balcony moment would change my life. I thought, should I go out wearing a wig? But instead, I walked out exposed, bald, bruised, healing. And in that moment, I owned it. Radical acceptance for where I was at. My neighbors came out onto their balcony. They clapped, they cheered, they shouted for more, and the video went viral. Soon I was on the news. But the real gift was what it gave me. Something to look forward to, a way to serve, to bring light in the darkest of times. At first I thought cancer was a curse, but in a way it became a blessing. My greatest teacher. The pain stripped me down, but it also gave me purpose. Because when we choose to rise, our pain doesn't define us, it refines us. What started as a way to survive lockdown turned into something so much bigger. That simple act of singing on my balcony gave people hope. And what I never expected is how much it would heal me in return. Because the truth is, light always finds its way back to you. But when times were hard, my grounding was meditation to quiet the noise, gratitude to focus on the good, presence for one moment at a time, reframing to see the silver linings, and always a little bit of humor, music, and connection, because healing is never a solo act. There is a Kabbalistic teaching that says each of us is a single note in a divine symphony. No one else can play your note. And when you play it fully, authentically, as only you can, you create a harmony in the world that would not exist without you. That is your purpose. That is your light. Even in our darkest hour, you can be a light for someone else. Pain can become purpose. Scars, tattoos are bravery. And sometimes the very thing that breaks you is what saves you. So please, boldly and bravely shine your light. The world needs it. I am not a stranger to the dark. Hide away, they say, we don't want your broken parts. I've learned to be ashamed of all my scars. Run away, they say, no one will love you as you are. But I won't let them break me down to dust. I know that there's a place for us, for we are glorious. When the sharpest words want to cut me down, gonna send a flood, gonna drown them out. I am brave, I am bruised, I am who I'm meant to be. This is me. Look out, 'cause here I come. And I'm marching on to the beat I drum. I'm not scared to be seen. I make no apologies. This is me. Oh, sing it. This is me. Thank you so much.